It is Sunday, August 2nd, 2020, and this is your Three Gorges Dam update. We have a trio of articles to get into today, including China's floods, problems with the world's largest Three Gorges Dam. Also, courtesy of Renewable Energy magazine, China hydropower projects may continue to shrink in size. And up last, but certainly not least, courtesy of the Epoch Times, China's official flood reserves data called into question. We also have some new Twitter footage playing in the background of today's video. Let's hop into it. And a quick update on the status of the water at the dam. The current water level is 160.86 meters. The current inflow is 36,000 cubic meters per second, and the dam is discharging at 38.7 thousand cubic meters per second. And it's worth noting that the official numbers at the dam are released by the CCP. And this article comes courtesy of the Pigeon Express. China's floods, problems with the world's largest Three Gorges Dam. In the first few paragraphs of the article, the author lays out the 2020 flood numbers from China, but they haven't been updated for quite some time. According to the official government numbers, over 150 people have been killed and 3.67 million people have been displaced. Overall, 54.8 million people have been affected. But once again, the official numbers haven't been updated in quite a while. Moving on. Since the June floods, the dam has opened floodgates on multiple occasions, drawing criticism that the dam overfloods areas downstream. Studies by Chinese and foreign researchers over the years have found that the dam's reservoir is too small to significantly reduce downstream discharge during severe floods. The dam may reduce the intensity of floods coming from upstream to a certain extent, but it won't be able to prevent floods caused by intense rainfall on the middle and lower reaches of the Yangtze or the tributaries. The flooding in central and southern China this summer was caused by rains that fell downstream and didn't ever go through the dam. For Chinese rulers, the ability to manipulate waterways has given them a freeway in their reign. This ambition to control water resources has only grown in recent times. Building the Three Gorges Dam displaced more people than the three largest Chinese dams before it combined. The reservoir submerged 2 cities, 114 towns, and 1,680 villages along the riverbanks. 1.4 million displaced residents have complained about inadequate compensation and lack of farmland and jobs after relocation. Many have accused local governments of embezzling resettlement funds. In 2013, the Chinese government admitted that some of the funds were embezzled. The dam has also had a serious geological impact. Chinese officials and experts admitted in 2007 that the Three Gorges Dam had caused an array of ecological ills, including more frequent landslides. Thank you for watching this video. If you're finding it informative, please consider giving the channel a subscribe. Our next article is courtesy of Renewable Energy magazine, entitled China hydropower projects may continue to shrink in size. The fully operational hydropower stations across China's landscape currently produce more electricity than the electric grids present in any other nation. The two most recent and impressive additions to China's collection of hydropower stations are managed by the China Three Gorges Corporation. China Three Gorges Corporation is a state-owned power company in China. The corporation is most known for and named after their most famous project, the Three Gorges Dam. The Three Gorges Dam became fully operational in 2008 and still stands today as one of the world's largest hydroelectric power plants. The most recent project completed by China Three Gorges Corporation is the Wudong hydropower station. As of June 29th, the first unit of the hydropower station, China's 4th largest and the world's 7th largest, is now in operation. The station has a capacity of 10.2 million kilowatts and an average annual generating capacity of 38.91 billion kilowatts. And the article then goes on to point out how China might have to get more creative with its energy creation in the future. Large hydropower stations require substantially large amounts of flowing water that travel down a path of steep altitude. Since China has utilized most of the suitable locations for large projects, any potential hydropower projects in the future will have to be adjusted to smaller sizes. If China continues to build their hydropower industry further, the future projects will be 1 to 3 gigawatt size stations to accommodate the size of remaining natural water resources and environments. Smaller projects of hydropower are typically classified as pumped hydro projects because of their ability to provide storage space for intermittent renewable energy. And here's the interesting part. With the shift in available space, the trajectory for mega-dam hydropower projects is expected to reduce rapidly across China's soil. Local attention in China's renewable energy industry is shifting towards cheaper options like solar development projects. These alternatives are less expensive and still provide beneficial returns on investments. It's so cheap developing renewables and coal-fired power. Why bother injecting huge sums of money to develop hydro 2,000 kilometers deep in the Tibetan Plateau, said Frank Yu, an analyst with Wood Mackenzie Ltd. The future of hydro is going to be pumped storage and is also going to be smaller and smaller. However, China has recognized their success and abundant electricity generation from their hydropower stations, and the country has already decided to expand this industry on an international scale. Chinese hydro companies are heavily investing in potential projects overseas, and recent plans with Pakistan have circulated across several news outlets. And our next article is courtesy of the Epoch Times. China's official food reserves data called into question. China claims to have the world's largest grain reserves, equal to about 45% of annual consumption, but the nation's top agricultural scientist calls the figure phony. Food security has been a cornerstone of China's socio-economic stability, as the country is home to 19% of the world's population, but possesses just 7% of the world's arable land. The size and quality of grain reserves are so sensitive to the Chinese Communist Party that Premier Li Keqiang required the State Food and Reserve Bureau set up a secrecy review system, staffed by personnel whose chief qualification is political quality. A 2019 analysis published in China's MDPI journal titled Impact of Climate on Food Security in the Mainland estimated that natural disasters over the last 40 years have reduced annual food production by at least 15%. But the study also warned that natural disasters, including very large flood periods over the last 200 years, resulted in a more than 70% crop loss. China's annual monsoon rain and flood season tend to peak during July and August, but the current year saw 31 consecutive days of rain through July 2nd. Over 433 rivers overflowed in the worst flooding the country has seen since 1940. The Three Gorges Dam, the world's largest hydroelectric dam with a 5 trillion gallon reservoir, was forced to open all its floodgates and send 28 acre-feet of water per second careening downstream. With the price of corn up 27% to a 5-year high of 2,306 yuan, that's $329 per metric ton. The U.S. Department of Agriculture reported that China bought 1,365 million tons of American corn on July 10th. The large transaction was followed on July 14th with a single-day record corn purchase of 1.762 million metric tons. Reuters reported on July 21st that the State Food and Reserve Bureau is selling 10 million tons of rice at the hugely discounted price of about 1,000 yuan a ton. Commodity traders contacted for this article suggested that discount sales in such massive volumes from the National Reserve may be an effort to shock future market prices to become lower. And we'll have more on this complex topic in the near future. And I think this is a good place to wrap up today's video. I hope that you found it informative, and check back soon for more content.